Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
We're popping open a bottle of tea tree oil today.
First impression?
I don't want this to sound bad. It smells medical. It smells fresh. It smells green, but it smells antiseptic.
Yeah. No, antiseptic is exactly what I was thinking as well. And medical, I think, is a good way to describe it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like this isn't one I would reach for to diffuse, although there are diffuser blends with it.
Right.
But I definitely, it is, I feel like it's used for what it smells like it would be used for cleaning, whether or not it's like cleaning on the skin or cleaning your house. It also, to me, smells like dandruff shampoo because I used to have a dandruff shampoo with tea tree oil in it.
Yes, that is an ingredient in a lot of the natural dandruff shampoos or the sprays that you use to keep lice away. I forget what the brand is called, but you can spray to hopefully repel them before they come.
So that is one of the uses for this. It is a good bug repellent.
Yes. And as you said before, cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
I probably use this as a cleanser for our skin and nails more so than I do on the surfaces, but I have used it for surface cleaner as well.
Yeah. You just remind me, I had planned on doing this weekend, but I found a recipe for a cuticle oil that includes tea tree. Okay, so this recipe I found, you basically make it in a 10 milliliter roller bottle, but it's 3 teaspoons of olive oil, a half a teaspoon of avocado oil, 1 teaspoon of jojoba oil, and then 10 drops of vitamin E. And then it has 12 drops of lavender, 12 drops of tea tree, 12 drops of rosemary, and 12 drops of lemon.
Oh, okay.
I bet it will smell good too, like kind of the herbaceous, citrusy combination. But yeah, I'm excited to give it a try. And I definitely, I probably would have thought just to use coconut oil, but reading through this article I found, it talks about how the olive oil and avocado and jojoba specifically are really good for dry skin and dry cuticles. So yeah.
Well, and we're talking about this in the winter, and I definitely have been dealing with dry skin stuff too. So I will try that recipe as well. Well, and when you were talking about diffuser recipes, I don't think I think about diffusing this by itself ever because the scent is very clean smelling, but from a medical clean. And I have combined this with citrus oils before, or the rosemary that you had mentioned works really well in the diffuser. So I've got a couple of diffuser blends that I think do work really well with the tea tree. One of them is called Rainy Day, and it's 3 drops tea tree, 3 drops eucalyptus, 2 drops rosemary. That feels like that would smell really refreshing if it is raining outside and you're sitting cozy watching a movie or something like that.
I agree.
And then the other one is for seasonal stuff. And so it's 3 drops lavender, 2 drops tea tree, 2 drops lemon. You could probably add the peppermint in there if you wanted to brighten that up a little bit. But tea tree works good with the seasonal things as well.
Yeah. Well, and along those lines, if you're ever feeling stopped up or anything, it is a natural decongestant as well. So just rubbing a little bit of this over the bridge of your nose or something like that can be really helpful.
This one is also in a lot of the Symphony of the Cells protocols. Yeah.
This one, maybe you're picking up on this. This is kind of a hard one for us to talk about because this oil is super powerful. You can do all kinds of things with it, but most of it we cannot say on the interwebs. So I highly recommend getting some type of reference book and reading up on tea tree.
Well, and when you talk about all of the things that we can't mention, tea tree was previously known as melaleuca. And when you look it up in the reference books that I have, it's basically 2 pages long of all of the different uses for it, the historical uses, the medicinal uses, and all of their studies and references that are attached to those uses. So it's pretty impressive how much tea tree can do.
And it's been around for forever as well. I mean, like there's a whole company called Melaleuca that makes products just with tea tree in it. I mean, it's got other ingredients too, obviously, but like it's that versatile and useful that you can create a whole company with just this one essential oil, which is kind of amazing.
Well, and the bottles that we have in front of us do not have a supplement box on the back, which would imply that this is only for aromatic and topical use. However, Meg and I were discussing before that previously, in the US at least, this did have a supplements facts box that you could use for internal use. Because doTERRA wanted to label the same globally, there's a lot of places that will not allow internal use, and so they had to remove that from the bottle. Is that accurate, the way I've worded that?
Yeah, I think so. So, yeah, just kind of interesting thing, how things change as we become global. But it makes sense. Like you can't have different rules for different countries, although clearly there are different rules for different countries. Just look at our whole food system and what's allowed in the US and not allowed overseas. I feel like this is a really hard one to talk about, but anything else to share?
No, I think tea tree is a must-have for every home. It has been so useful for myself, my husband, our children. It's one that gets used often, particularly if somebody has any skin issues or is not feeling well. This one is definitely a necessity in our house, and it feels like one that goes really well in a medicine cabinet and or in an emergency box of just things that you need. So this podcast feels short with minimal information, but I'm telling you, you need tea tree, and you want pure tea tree. If you're using it for absolutely anything that we're hinting at, you want it to be real tea tree.
Yeah.
And you're going to find that in doTERRA's tea tree.
And I'll say as well, like if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to talk one-on-one. There's just a lot we can't say online about this oil, or honestly, a lot of oils, but this oil is an amazing oil. So feel free to reach out if you've got questions. We'd love to answer those for you. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. And we will have a brand new episode for you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.